Okay, hello everyone, my name is Smathlax, and I'll be running Prince of Persia 2008 any%. The run starts when I load the save file of the very beginning of the game, and during the loading screen I will count down, and that's when time will start, so let's get into it. So it's in 3, 2, 1, go. Great, I jumped in the opposite direction because the camera was facing the other way. Great start. Anyway, let's get straight into it. I'm about to do a glitch called AI break. Basically, see I'm chasing Elika here. If I get too far behind, she waits for me. Turns out if I get ahead of her, she also waits for me. So like this, she just starts waiting for me indefinitely. Oops, I missed a skip here. No worries. I'll just go around. So basically she's waiting for me indefinitely now because I got ahead of her. And because of that, I can skip this first fight here. See these enemies? I can just do this. I don't actually have to, but that was for fun. Basically, Elika needs to be here to load the fight in. And because we froze her by getting ahead of her, the first fight just didn't load in. So that's like a minute and a half saved already. I love that skip because we literally save like a minute and a half in the first 30 seconds of the run by just going fast. That's all we do. We just go fast and get ahead of Elika. But yeah, anyway. First of all, hello to all the people from the pop community in chat. Now, a thing that's coming up, a very big thing, is barrier skip. So, just to briefly explain the structure of the run and why this barrier skip will save time, what's supposed to happen very shortly, playing casually, is that we would go into the temple, and there we would release a dark god, where basically there would be an apocalypse, and then we would have to heal all the levels to basically uncorrupt the land because it gets corrupted, and as we heal these levels we would unlock these things called light seeds which we need to collect. Now what we're gonna do in the run is we are gonna skip unleashing the apocalypse in the first place, which means there will be no corruption, so we don't have to heal the levels. Which means that we can collect the light seeds without healing the levels. So there are 20 levels in total, and each one of them takes maybe, on average, 5 minutes to heal. I'm not sure. Maybe less, maybe more. But yeah, we're only gonna heal 2 of them. Anyway, barrier skip is coming up. I'm about to clip out of bounds with a glitch called the corner clip. Oops. I fell to my death. No worries. I can try again. So I just have to do some maneuvering out of bounds here. Great. So this glitch here that I'm doing now is called ultimate glitch. Basically, if I just jump below the ground, I can keep jumping, and as long as I keep moving forward and jumping, I will not fall down. Then here, there is some collision that I stand on, and then I will run here, and that's barrier skip. So basically, we just skipped a barrier. We're not supposed to be able to get here. There is an invisible barrier there. And yeah, so we go into the world now, which we're only supposed to be able to do after unleashing the apocalypse, but since there's no apocalypse now, we can collect these things, which are light seeds. So we need these light seeds to finish the game. And so we want to collect as many of them as possible. And the advantage of doing barrier skip is that we can collect them without healing any of the levels. Now, that comes with a drawback, and a very, very big drawback, in that when we unleash the Apocalypse, we also unlock the double jump ability. And because we skipped unleashing the Apocalypse, we haven't unlocked the double jump ability. Now that's a big problem, because the double jump ability is actually necessary to traverse the land, just playing casually. So a lot of what I'm gonna be doing, since I don't have double jump, is using a bunch of glitches and stuff to skip double jumps. So there's gonna be one coming up in a few minutes. For now, I'm just trying to collect some seeds as optimally as possible. So the reason I need these light seeds is because we're gonna unlock these powers later in the run, and we need these powers to kill the bosses of the game. And we purchase these powers with the light seeds. So that's why I'm currently collecting these light seeds. And so currently I'm in a level, this is called King's Gate. This is one of the levels that we would normally heal after the land gets corrupted. And the thing when we heal the levels is there's usually like a kind of sequence, maybe you could call it a mission kind of, where you have to like do a bunch of platforming, kind of fight the boss and all that kind of stuff. Because we did barrier skip, all of that is deloaded. So there's supposed to be like a mission kind of thing here, but there isn't. As you can see, there's the boss just on the right, chilling. Everything is kind of not loaded properly. For example, this gate, I can just walk through it. So, coming up, I will do the first double jump skip. I will do this with a glitch called the drop glitch. So basically, when you're grinding from a wall, or when you're wall running, you can only jump directly away from the wall. With the drop glitch, you can jump in any direction, and you'll see I will use this to get under that pole there, right after I pick up this seed, so that I can do a wall run like this. See, I got under that pole, and then jump like that, and that's a double jump skip. So what we're supposed to do is jump on that pole, and then do a double jump to reach that slide. But we got under it. Anyway, coming up soon, we will use a glitch called the air step. It's very similar to what we did with the drop glitch there. We are gonna jump on a slide, but we're gonna wall run and land on the slide in such a specific way that we can actually jump in any direction from that slide. Usually we can only jump directly forward, but with this precise setup and with the air step glitch, which you're about to see, if I set it up correctly, there we go. If I land here correctly, I can actually jump to my left, and we skip another double jump, like that. So actually, if you watched last year's SpeedCon run, you'll notice that that particular thing took a while because we had a very difficult strat there. Luckily we have something easier now. Anyway, coming up, another glitch. This is the airwalk. You can probably guess what that does. If I do this, I can airwalk. This one's 5 steps. So I'll explain a little bit more about how the airwalk works in just a bit, because it's actually related to another glitch. But for now, all you need to know is if there's a beam like that, I can airwalk from it. Sometimes it's complicated.
Do we have time for donation?
Sure, go for it.
Alright, we got a $5 donation by Velara saying, Konnichiwa, take my money for rainbow colored blood. And some goes to the Final Fantasy thing with the hard boss stuff and choosing lightning, because lightning is awesome, and if you say anything against lightning, I will start singing again. Thank you very much, Velara, for those $5.
Yeah, thanks for the donation. So, just proceeding to the next area. So the first kind of 45 minutes or so of the run are mostly just us trying to collect as many light seeds as possible. And there will be a lot of double jump skips. So I guess something I should explain in this game. If you haven't played it before, you can't die in this game. Well, you kind of can, but when you die, Elika just basically teleports you to the last solid ground that you stood on. And the great thing about this is that if we pick up a seed and then die, we still get to keep that light seed. So you'll notice that we death abuse for a bunch of light seeds every now and then. Okay, so coming up, another glitch that I'll show off, which I haven't done yet. This will be the ledge warp. Basically, at all times during the game, I have ledge storage somewhere. And ledge storage is just where the last ledge that I hung from. So, if I grab any ledge, then I have ledge storage there. And then, if we land on a beam in a specific way, if we land on a beam just on the end of it, the game tries to take us back to the beam, but expects us to have ledge storage on the beam. But if we actually have ledge storage somewhere else, for example, right there, then we can actually teleport to that place, like this. So, the reason I did that was because although I skipped that particular double jump without doing any glitches, I actually missed the load trigger, so I had to actually go back and do a ledge warp. Here's another one. We can literally warp anywhere where we have ledge storage. And excuse me, my cursor is on screen. I've just fixed that. So, coming up is another airwalk. And I said the airwalk is related to another glitch. And that's the ledge warp, actually. So the way the airwalk works is the same way as a ledge warp, but when you try to teleport to the same beam as you ledge warp, as you're ledge warping from. So you saw I just got ledge storage on this beam, and then I can airwalk to it. This one is 9 steps. Oh crap, I messed that up. Okay, I should be able to fix it. Yep, that's fine. So now I'm coming here to get some ledge storage there. I went there purely for the ledge storage, so that I can then ledge warp to it. The cool thing about ledge warps though is that you can also interrupt them mid-teleport. So you'll see that now. I'm gonna basically pause the game a bunch in order to time when I should interrupt the ledge warp. And basically I can stand up like that in the middle of the ledge warp and then, yeah, continue like that. So that allowed me to get to this area, which we would normally need either double jump or a power plate to get to. The power plates are those things that I talked about earlier. That's why we're collecting the light seeds, to unlock these powers. You'll see them later in the run. Oops, I missed the seed there. I missed it again. There we go. So it's very easy to just miss a light seed in this run. It gets easier once you've run the game for a while, but if you're a new runner, for example, it might be a bit annoying when you're just trying to speedrun and then you realize like, you missed the light seed half an hour ago, and then you either have to find a backup one, or if it's too late, then your run might even be dead. Anyway, to get out of this area, I'll do another double jump skip. I'll do an airwalk here like this. So it's very obvious here how I'm skipping a double jump. Obviously, you would do this with a double jump casually. So, if you remember at the start of the run, when I said I'm doing barrier skip, I clipped out of bounds with a glitch called the corner clip, and then I never really went into detail about that. The reason for that is because I was explaining barrier skip itself at the time. But anyway, we'll see another corner clip here. So basically, the way the corner clip works is, if we go on a ledge, and we're just about to start grinding from that ledge, if we also go towards a wall, the prince will briefly clip into the wall, and then we can do a drop glitch, which we've already seen, to jump in any direction, so that we can actually stay out of bounds. So just to rephrase that, basically, if we go towards the wall and grind, we very briefly go out of bounds, but usually, like, if you're not abusing the game in any way, the prince will go back in bounds almost immediately. But if we jump while he's out of bounds, we can actually stay out of bounds, and that's the corner clip. Oops. Here's another example of the drop glitch, where we can jump in any direction, like that. Oops, I actually failed that. I failed that again. No worries. The estimate is quite forgiving, so it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, there we go. That's what that was supposed to look like. Here's another drop glitch. This one's very, very obvious how it's helpful. You saw I just did a wall run there. So, it might be kind of confusing if you've never seen this game before. See how I'm grinding right now? Usually when you're grinding like this, you can only jump directly away from the wall. But with the drop glitch, we can jump in any direction just as we start grinding. So I'm just taking a peek into this area just to collect some light seeds, and then I'll go back shortly. If you look forward, that area we've actually been in before. That's where I did the first airwalk. We're not gonna go back there, because of course we've collected the light seeds there already. Instead, we're just gonna collect these last few and kill ourselves on purpose to get back to the last solid ground we stood on, and then start moving back. I missed a seed here on purpose on my way, because it was just slower to get than on the way back. And I missed another one there. You can see it's just hanging on that wall. So I'll just pick it up now. Skip a double jump here by just doing a wall run. So that particular one was very easy to skip. Here, I'll get these seeds and kill myself. I actually didn't get the second one, so let me do that again. There, that's what was supposed to happen. So, we have these seeds rooted out. Obviously, I'm not just deciding what seeds to pick up now. This is an established route. But there's one seed that we can actually pick up very quickly that's not in the route, and that's right here. See how there are 2 seeds there? I only picked up one of them. It's actually possible to pick up both, but it's very difficult. I tried, but I didn't get it. So you can actually pick up both of them, and then basically I would miss another one later in the run, and that would save some time, but I didn't get that, so no worries, I'll just pick up that seed. So coming up, we will skip another double jump. Surprise, surprise, we haven't done that at all today. With another airwalk. As soon as we get these seeds. So again, the way the airwalk works is we just come grab ledge storage on the ledge that we're trying to airwalk from, and then we land on the very tip of the ledge like this, and then we can airwalk. I don't know why this works, but it does, so don't question it. Anyway, we get this seed and kill ourselves on purpose because we don't actually want to go into that next area. We just went there for some seeds. So now, going forward here, we actually do want to go to this next area. However, there is a double jump there, and we can skip this double jump with an airwalk. Now, this airwalk is quite long. The problem about that airwalk is that we miss a load trigger when we do it. However, there's another airwalk we can do from even further back, which hits the load trigger. So that area there on the left, that's where we're trying to go, but there's a double jump there. So instead, what we're gonna do is go back and do a very long airwalk from all the way back where we came from, so that we can skip that double jump. So it'll be 101 steps long. I'm gonna have to count the steps, so while I'm counting I will not be talking. If I get it wrong by 1, so if I accidentally count to 100 or 102, I will have to kill myself and try again. So first I do the setup, get ledge storage, and then do the setup for the airwalk, and then I have to count.
Is this the time to talk some stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, remind everyone again that we are raising money for Save the Children, and that we also have some bid wars and incentives coming. Currently, we have, in about 2 hours, we've got the Katana Zero run, and we've got a bid war there of using the Katana or the Prism Sword. Currently, the Prism Sword is in lead by $3, while the Katana has no money yet. But if you want to see the normal Katana, then you can get your money in for that. But if that is not your style, then we also have, later on this night, we've got the Skyward Sword run, and after that, we've got an incentive, which is currently at 21 out of $50, where Leblock will showcase us how to beat the game on the title screen. If you want to see that, get your donations in for Save the Children, because Save the Children are helping children who are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, which is caused by the coronavirus, which unfortunately also caused us event online. But hey, we're still having fun here.
Okay, so I did the airwalk. Luckily, I counted correctly. And I did indeed count to 101, and then, of course, we skipped that double jump there. Unfortunately, that's not the longest airwalk in the run. You'll see a much longer one later. But we've still got some ways to go before that. So this area that I'm in now, I'll actually return to. I actually missed some light seeds in that previous area on purpose. The reason for that is because, if you remember, I said that casually we're supposed to unlock these light seeds by healing the levels, but we don't have to heal them because we skipped corrupting them in the first place. However, this particular level, we will heal anyway, or the previous level that I was in. And because we will heal it anyway, the reasons for which I'll explain when it's relevant, it's faster to collect some of the light seeds the second time round. So we missed some of them on purpose because they're just not convenient to get right now. We'll get them later, which is in maybe an hour or so, maybe more like 90 minutes. Grab these 2 seeds and kill ourselves. Skip a double jump with a wall run here like this. Another double jump skip like that. And then another double jump skip. This one's a bit more complicated with some back and forths like this. And there. So we're just going into this area to pick up more light seeds. Coming up, another double jump skip. Now, all these double jump skips that I've been doing very recently, including this one, I'm gonna have to do them again, but backwards, because I'm actually gonna have to go back. And unfortunately, they're much harder going backwards. So, they're not too difficult, but they're definitely not easy. So, right now we're just coming here to collect some light seeds. But then the next area that we would go to from here, we will actually heal as well. So we'll be able to collect light seeds there later in the run. So I said, if you remember, we will heal 2 levels. Again, I'll explain the reasoning for this when it's relevant, but we will heal 2 levels, and as such, we missed the light seeds in those levels before we go to the temple, because there's just no point in collecting them. So see, there are light seeds up ahead of me, but that's in the level that we're gonna heal later, so we don't go there, we just kill ourselves and go back. So now I have to do one of those double jump skips in reverse. This one I'll do with an S step. You'll see what that means when I do it. If I do it. There. So you saw I just jumped on the top of that fence. And then I jumped again. Basically, normally on the fence, you can only jump in 4 directions. So that is forward, backward, left, right. But if I jump on the very tip of the fence, as I did there, I can actually jump in any direction. And that allowed me to reach that wall and skip that double jump. Coming up, I'll be skipping another double jump. Again, one that I've already skipped, but in reverse. Cool thing, if you pay attention and remember this, in an hour or so, or maybe a bit more than that, we will actually return to this area, but at that time we will have double jump. So you'll just see how everything is much easier. So here's a double jump skip. We do a wall run like that. This one's a bit precise, but I got it. Another one, we can actually just jump this one like that, but it's quite difficult. You really have to jump in the last second. And we continue to the next area. So these vines, the way the movement on the vines works is we basically want to go as fast as possible, of course, and the way we do that is by mashing jump. The reason why that's fast is because the prince starts moving faster just before he's about to wall run from a vine. So we're tricking the game into thinking that we're about to wall run from that vine by mashing jump. The downside of that is that you can accidentally then do a wall run when you don't want to, if you get near the edge of a vine and you're still mashing jump. And as a result, if you're mashing jump, you can also accidentally buffer a jump after you've started your wall run. So that's a little bit scary, because that can cost a lot of time. But you get used to it. Anyway, another airwalk to skip a double jump here. This one is 27 steps long. Shoutouts to Samabam. If I can get the ledge storage in the right place. That should work. So I have to count again. And that's 27. And we continue to collect more light seeds. That's a bit of a theme in this game, in case you haven't noticed. So, I talked a little bit about the powers that we unlock with these light seeds. And basically, these powers allow us to, like, fly and stuff. You'll see this later in the run. But, if you're wondering why there's a light seed right there, where I just killed myself to pick it up, it's because you're supposed to pick it up with one of the powers by flying to it. But again, we don't have those powers unlocked yet. In fact, it's not possible to unlock them before going to the temple and unleashing the apocalypse. So we can only unlock the powers after we've unlocked double jump.
Do we have time for some donations?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right, we got a $5 donation by Nisu saying, might as well contribute to the great cause. Thanks again for having me in the marathon. It was a great experience. Good luck on the run. We also have a $10 donation by Kateref saying, hi Smat, how's it possible that the POP game you're running does not have a 5-second climb up animation like mine, but it's a 1 hour longer run? Very suspicious. Good luck.
Thank you for the donation.
That is a good question.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Caddy. I guess the runners must just be bad, and that's why the world record is so bad. Anyway, we skip a double jump here to get into this place to get some seeds. Getting out is much harder. We have to do this somewhat precise jump like that. Oh, you memers. So we're nearing the end. Not quite, but we're nearing the end of collecting light seeds. We've got maybe 10 more minutes of collecting light seeds until we go to the temple and unlock double jump and that kind of stuff. So kill myself after getting that light seed. If you remember earlier, I said there's an extra light seed I could have gotten but didn't. If I had gotten it, I wouldn't have picked up this light seed, and that would have saved me about 9 seconds. Realistically, more like 8, because picking up that other light seed takes about a second. But that's like very difficult, like I wouldn't expect to do it in a run. I mean, if I get it, great, but it's not something you aim for. So coming up is a light seed that I'm gonna try to get with some optimal movement. It's a bit difficult, but not too bad. Usually you're supposed to jump from that column that you see there and get it from that column. I didn't. Oh, great, that worked. But you can do it like that as well. Here I will go the opposite direction of where the game wants me to go and climb up here. I would actually normally climb down here if I was going the other direction. That's what that fissure is for, but I can just do it like that and then jump like this. I'll try to get some optimal movement here, but it's very difficult. Oh great, I got it. Ah, that was beautiful. Not to brag, but that is very difficult to do, and even in like PB attempts I usually don't get that so well. Pick up a light seed here, then grind down like this. Then like a small kind of skip here. We can grab that light seed, and at the same time, if we climb up the right amount, we can jump like that and get straight to that light seed. Coming up is Robbie's seed. You can guess who found that. Shoutouts to Epic Dude Guy. I hate this seed. This is my least favorite seed in the run. Okay, I got it. So that's what that looks like. It's very easy to mess that up by not wall running or not jumping at the correct time. So this is City Gate. I'll try to do some optimal movement here to pick up the light seeds as quickly as possible. So do a jump like that. Then pick up these in Death Abuse for them. We'll actually return to this area as well. You'll see this in maybe 20 minutes or so. That would be after we'd unleash the apocalypse, so it will be much darker than this. So again, this is one of these levels. In fact, everywhere I've been going is one of these levels that you're supposed to heal. But because we did barrier skip, the kind of missions that you're supposed to do are not loaded, so we can just do this, for example, instead of fighting the warrior. That was the warrior, by the way. We don't have to kill him. I just did that for fun. It's a bit deceiving how high you can be and still pick up these light seeds here. Like that. Some light seeds just have weird hitboxes where you can get them from really far away. And some of them have tiny hitboxes where you practically walk right into it and still not pick it up. So I believe I haven't missed any light seeds so far, which is good. Because if I did, I would either have to find the backup or load the safety save, which of course I don't want to do. But hopefully, if my muscle memory hasn't failed me, I haven't missed any. I am quite tired though, so I wouldn't be surprised. I know this run is in the day for me, but with my sleep schedule, I'm quite tired. Anyway, come here, go in reverse, so we're supposed to go in the opposite direction here, but we just take a quick peek to get these light seeds. And then Death Abuse back. And then we missed 2 light seeds back there, so we're just gonna quickly go get them. And also kill ourselves. Like that. Just come collect some light seeds on this ceiling because who cares about gravity? This is Prince of Persia. So coming up, I'll do a glitch. Well, there's actually a bit of disagreement about whether it's a glitch or not, but I think it's a glitch anyway. I'll do another air step. Basically what's gonna happen is I'll wall run on a very short wall, and then the prince will, since the wall is so short, the prince's climbing up animation will get interrupted because there's not enough wall. And from that interrupted animation I can gain just a little bit of height and then do another wall run like that to climb up there. It doesn't look like a glitch at all if you don't know what you're looking at. Well, some people don't think it's a glitch even if they do know what they're looking at, but nonetheless there is a little bit more to that than it seems at first glance. Okay, so we're almost done with the light seed collecting. We're just going into the last area now. So we will finish the collecting, or at least the first batch of collecting, at 392 light seeds, and that will be enough to acquire 3 powers. In total, we need 4. So we will collect some more light seeds later in the run to finish getting all the 4 power plates. So I have been doing a lot of double jump skips and like not even pointing them out. It's because although they may be interesting, they're just so natural to me at this point that I don't even realize that I did a double jump skip a lot of the time. Like here, for example, this is a double jump skip, but like it's just so natural at this point because it's so easy. Some of them are easy and some of them not so much. Here we're supposed to get these seeds up here with one of the powers that I keep talking about. You can use that one to fly, so you can see how flying would help to pick up these seeds, but instead I'll do something like this to pick up these two, and then I'll do some more stuff to pick up the rest. Like that. And now we stop moving back where we came from. Here we do a setup to skip this double jump. If you're wondering why I'm doing a setup, because this looks very simple. It is, but if you tried that yourself, you would realize that you do need a setup because the auto aim in this game is very, very strong. If you try to do a wall run there, the game will just go like, oh, you're supposed to do a double jump here, and you're jumping towards that wall. That can't be right. Let me just aim you where you would do a double jump. Anyway, here's another double jump skip. We can literally skip it by jumping last second. And then another one. By the way, that was the last seed that we're gonna get for now. And then we go here, save the game, and quit. Run's done. No, I'm kidding. So, what I'm doing here is quitting and then reloading that save. The reason for that is if you remember earlier I showed off the ledge warp and I talked about ledge storage. Turns out ledge storage gets reset to the coordinate 0, 0, 0 when you first load into the game. So I'm gonna use that to teleport to 0, 0, 0, but not quite. We're gonna interrupt it because we don't want to go all the way to 0, 0, 0 because that area is not loaded. So instead we stop that partial part way and then continue like that, and that allows us to very, very quickly get back to the temple. This is reverse barrier skip, much easier than normal barrier skip. Still requires a setup, but it's very easy. There, like that, I go around the barrier. The reason why reverse barrier skip is so much simpler than barrier skip is because the way collision works in this game is it only goes one way. So, for instance, if there's a wall, obviously you can't go through the wall without doing some kind of clip. But if you're clipped into the wall, going back is very simple. You just literally jump into the wall and that's it. And the same thing applies to barriers. There was an invisible barrier there, and it's very hard to get through it normally because you have to go out of bounds, but going back, very simple. Anyway, there's a door there. We can open it, but why would you open a door, honestly, when you can just go under it like that?
Do we maybe have time to block some incentives?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Alright, guys. As you know, we are raising money for Save the Children, especially for COVID-19 funds. And let me just tell you something about that. With the rise of the COVID-19 pandemic, the crumble of healthcare systems, as well as economic slumps, can tear families apart. Save the Children is therefore quickly adapting in order to take prompt actions all over the world to ensure that as many children may get the economical, sociological, educational, moral, and of course, health support that they need in these difficult times, all while also still supporting for other crises, including conflict or natural disasters. And we also have some special incentives prepared for you if you want to donate to Save the Children. We have, for example, oh, where do I have it? Here, where I have it. We have, for example, coming up in about in less than 2 hours, we have a bivouac for Katana Zero. Choosing the weapon of choice. You can either use the normal Xonaris, the runner. Can either use the normal katana, which is just a standard weapon, or he can use the prism sword, which will leave rainbow colored blood behind killed enemies. If you want to, maybe you want to donate for that. Currently, there are $3 in for the prism sword and nothing for the katana though. So if you want to rather see the normal katana, then donate for it. Because this is all going to good purpose.
Okay, thanks. So, in case you haven't noticed, we've kind of unleashed the end of the world now. This is what we were supposed to do like 40 minutes ago. We are literally behind a casual player right now in terms of how far we would be in the run. Of course, the reason we're behind is because the difference is that we have 392 extra light seeds compared to the casual player. Here, I'll quickly switch the controller because I can't move the camera, so it's a bit difficult on mouse and keyboard because mouse doesn't really do anything. But anyway, this is what that whole thing looks like, the apocalypse that we skipped in the beginning. See, everything is dark and corrupted now. So, yeah, now all the light seeds that I've been collecting, if I tried to go collect them now, they'd be gone. If I wanted to unlock them, I'd have to heal the levels. So, of course, that's very slow, that wastes time, and that's why we did barrier skip, and that saves... The whole barrier skip thing saves... No one knows exactly how much it saves, but around 50 minutes, maybe an hour, something along those lines, and it's just because we don't have to heal pretty much any of the levels. But anyway, this is the cutscene that plays the first time we come out of the temple. Now, the thing is, these cutscenes are supposed to play every time you return to the temple. So usually, the way you would play casually is you'd come out of the temple, then go play a bit, collect some light seeds, return to the temple to acquire some power plates, and then repeat. You would gradually return to the temple every now and then during the game as you collect more light seeds. However, since we've already collected enough light seeds to acquire 3/4 of all the powers, we will have all the cutscenes play all at once, basically. So they're supposed to just play every now and then, but because we've already progressed so far, the game is gonna be kind of catching up. So the next maybe 5 to 10 minutes will be a mixture of gameplay and cutscenes. But the good thing is that I'll finally be able to show you why we've been collecting these light seeds. So I'm gonna go into this green patch here, and that will allow me to acquire the green power plate. And you'll see in this kind of tutorial section what specifically this power does and how it's going to be useful.
Yes, they were used to protect them.
You're gonna have to teach me how to use them.
So that's the green power plate. This particular one allows us to wall run indefinitely like this. And the thing is, with these power plates, we need them to kill the bosses, which of course we need to kill in order to finish the game. So that's why we were collecting these light seeds, to purchase all the power plates.
The task of our people is past. The tree grows weak. Where was Ormas when your mother was taken from us? Where was he?
That's Elika's father. Um,
I am your father.
as he just says.
I am your king.
So he's the one who unleashed the apocalypse,
Fertile grounds in the City of Light, and the
basically to give him a little bit of backstory to this game. So what happened is, before the game even started, Elika died, and then this dark god called Ahriman was like, hey, Elika's father, if you release me, I will bring her back to life. And he did bring her back to life, that's why she's alive now. But of course that means that he released the dark god, but now we're trying to, well, he hasn't quite been released yet, but we're trying to contain him, basically prevent him from being released. You can see he's slowly becoming corrupted, Elika's father. We're gonna have to fight him here. There's some RNG in this fight. We have some strats to minimize the RNG, but they're not perfect. I'll try to execute them. That was my bad. That wasn't even bad RNG. That was just me failing a parry. Okay. Oh, never mind. That was kind of bad RNG. But basically, there are certain ways in which the fight can go in terms of how much Elika's father blocks when we try to hit him. And I have a few variants of this memorized and then adapt appropriately. Because basically when we so when he blocks us, we parry him, and then we can do more damage with the following attack. So basically we want to minimize the number of attacks so that we can finish him with as few attacks as possible, and whether he blocks us or not determines how much damage we do and thus how many hits we need. So that's why I have kind of a few RNG variants memorized so that I can apply that. Anyway, this is the red power plate. With this one you can fly. So if you're wondering, oh, with the green one you can wall run indefinitely, with the red one you can fly, I wonder what the other two are for. Yeah, they're also for flying. They're kind of boring. Yellow's a bit different, but it's still flying. Oh, by the way, something I didn't mention is that we delete the cutscenes. Like literally we go into the game's directory and we just delete the vision cutscenes. So there was supposed to be some cutscenes playing there. We just deleted them. That saves 40 seconds. 46 seconds throughout the run. If I can speak.
Perhaps if we heal this place, maybe with your magic we can... You know, your father could...
That isn't my father.
Coming up in this cutscene is something very sad. Well, we still have to kind of watch the cutscenes. Well, not quite, but basically, there's like a bit where the prince kind of just stands still and you can't move. It still saves a bit of time. But the thing is, they're cinematic cutscenes, they're not actual in-game cutscenes. And we do this in other Prince of Persia games too, so for consistency, we do it in this one. Here's the yellow plate. But yeah, like with the cutscenes, for instance, if a console runner ran this game, obviously they couldn't delete them, but we do have a rule where we just subtract 46 seconds from their final time if they don't have the cutscenes deleted. This is the yellow power plate. It's kind of annoying because it's just so boring. You don't do anything pretty much. You just every now and then you press a button. And it's actually quite easy to mess it up. Not because it's hard, but because you're just not paying attention. That actually happened to me the first time I got a world record in this game. During that run, it was, at the time to my standards, a very good run. And then I messed up one of those yellow plates because I just wasn't paying attention, and then I lost 40 seconds. Luckily it was still world record, but I was still so devastated. Anyway, this is what happens when there's supposed to be a cutscene. See, I can't move right now. Right now there would be one of those cutscenes playing, that's why there are subtitles, but there's no sound. So we've unlocked all the power plates that we could have unlocked with the amount of light seeds that we've collected. We will now return to some actual gameplay soon. Because now we'll start killing the bosses. So there are 4 kind of sub-bosses in the game.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
And we have to kill all of them in order to unlock endgame. And we need these power plates to kill these bosses.
He was a father.
I just want to fix this, please. We can't let Araman escape.
It's not your fault. It's Araman's. You hear that, Araman? We're going to fix this.
Okay, and that's the end of cutscene hell or cutscene heaven, depending on how you think of it. And we return to some gameplay now. So we're gonna go back into the world. I guess we're about to do barrier skip, but there's no barrier anymore. So we're just gonna jump through it. And we can use double jump, see? Like that. That's what double jump looks like. This is that thing that we've been skipping this whole time. But I'm sorry, I lied actually. There is one more cutscene here. There. We'll just get through this one and then we'll go into the real world. Again, this is supposed to be a cinematic cutscene, but we've deleted it, so.
Can this day get any worse?
So this is where we did reverse barrier skip. It was also a double jump skip,
That thing we saw, the dark.
and that's why we needed the setup for it. But here's the first instance of us actually using double jump properly. Small skip here, I can do a wall run like this. Another small skip coming up here, I can, instead of climbing up, just do something like that. And then another small skip. Might not even look like a skip, but I can assure you it is. I'm gonna go on this slide. If I time this jump correctly, which I didn't. Oh, I did. No, never mind, I didn't. If I time it correctly, I can end up on top of that platform rather than hanging from it. It's quite difficult though. It also only saves like a second, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, so the first boss we're gonna be killing is the warrior. And you'll realize actually I've been in this area before. This is where I was collecting seeds before. I said that I'll be here in 20 minutes or so, and I think it has been around 20 minutes. That was not intended. Okay. So basically there's the warrior. This is one of the levels that we're supposed to heal. We're not gonna heal it. We're coming here for a different purpose. But anyway, this is one of those kind of sequences or missions or whatever you want to call them engaging. But we're not gonna go through with this. We're just gonna get up here, grab some ledge storage, get down, take 8 steps to the right, and then jump like this, and we get an airwalk. Now, the thing with this airwalk, so this is gonna take us to the warrior fight. And if you've played this game before, then you'll know that we're quite far from the warrior fight. In fact, we're very far. So far that this airwalk is almost 4 minutes long. So Yeah, we'll be here a while, but basically, so we're supposed to kill the warrior using the blue power plate, but by doing this insane airwalk, we can get there without the blue power plate, which we haven't acquired yet. And that, in turn, saves us light seeds, because when we kill the boss, we gain 25 light seeds. So basically, we can gain 25 extra light seeds without acquiring a blue power plate, which saves time, a bunch of time from having to collect 25 light seeds. So this saves, no one knows exactly how much, but I'd say somewhere between 6 and 10 minutes, probably, this skip saves. But anyway, we're here for another like 3 minutes or so, so host, if you have anything to say, feel free to do so.
I unfortunately do not have any donations right now, but guys, I have a challenge for you. You know, I have about 2 hours left on my hosting shift. So, can we reach $100 raised for Save the Children during my donation shift? I'm pretty sure we can do that. So, get your donations in, guys. Everything goes to Save the Children, all goes to the Corona funds of Save the Children, because Save the Children advocates for the collaboration of governments, financial institutions, private companies, and other organizations worldwide to help fight the pandemic. So, yeah, I think this is a pretty great cause. And we also have some fun incentives for you. We still have the Katana 0-bit war, which is still at $3 for the Prism Sword and $0 for the Katana. But if you want to see the Katana being used, then get your donations in. You need at least $3.01 to take over the Prism Sword. Also, later tonight, we have the Skyward Sword All Dungeons run. And if we meet the incentive, then Labelog will try to beat the game on the title screen after his run. Now, let me tell you, that is something you definitely don't want to miss. So, yeah, get your donations in, guys.
Okay, so I don't have a timer on, so I don't know how much of this airwalk is left, but I reckon it's another maybe minute or so, maybe less. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have anything to juggle with, Eraser. Although I have on my desk, all I have is, I've got a Rubik's Cube. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe for my next marathon run, I'll solve a Rubik's Cube with one hand during this airwalk. But yeah, here I can show off my other ones as well, just because there's literally nothing to do. Oh, great! We got there. I dropped something. No worries. All right. We hit the load trigger. Luckily, I don't have to count the steps for this one, unlike the one with 101 steps, because the load trigger indicates when we can stop airwalking. Anyway, this is the warrior fight, so yeah, that's what we've been getting to with that airwalk. So he's one of the sub-bosses that we have to kill. So I'm gonna wait for him to approach. Then I'm gonna wait for him to attack, parry, roll under him, and knock him into that pit there. He played one hand and solved the Rubik's Cube during that time. Damn, I've got some competition, it looks like it.
Can you do the healing without his body?
I mean, honestly, this next bit is kind of one-handed as well, so... Oh, bye, Elika, by the way. Basically, right now, the warrior is not dead yet. He's gonna come back. And we're just gonna have to run away from him until he dies. There's literally no way to speed this up. So, sure, I've got a scrambled Rubik's Cube here now. Kind of, I didn't really scramble it that well. You can't see it, unfortunately. Oh god, this is so difficult. This is a lot more difficult than I first thought it would be. Okay, I've solved the white cross. Just there. Like I'm just literally running away like this. There's no way I'll finish this. I can't even. Okay. This is really difficult. Like, shoutouts to Zoneris actually for doing that. Anyway, I got 2 corners in. Maybe during some cutscenes later in the run I'll finish. I don't think I'll finish now. Got a 3rd corner in. Don't know if you can see that. Okay, and that's the warrior. He's dead. I'll actually use my 2nd hand now to finish this. This is now a speed cubing marathon.
Let's just rename SpeedCon to SpeedCube.
Exactly. Alright, there we go. That's the Rubik's Cube done. I didn't do all of it with one hand. In fact, I'm not sure I'm actually capable of doing all of it with one hand, because especially while trying to concentrate on the game, because my muscle memory is with both hands. The cube's done fast. That's a great spin-off.
Okay, I might have exaggerated the getting away bit.
So this was the warrior within this game, oh god. There's another Prince of Persia game for anyone that doesn't know, called Prince of Persia Warrior Within. And the enemy we just fought was called the Warrior. Okay, so we're just returning back to the real world now. Having just killed the warrior. There are 3 more of these sub-bosses to kill, but we can't kill one of them yet because we don't have the blue power plate yet. So there's gonna be a cutscene here at the end. European Speed Cube Assembly, oh god. So there's a cutscene here. There's a cutscene like that after killing every single boss. So there are 4 in total. We can skip every single one of them. Unfortunately, with this particular one, turns out if we don't skip it for whatever reason, endgame just doesn't load. So we can't finish the game unless we watch this cutscene. So we can skip it, but I didn't do that. Anyway, because we just airwalked into this area, we kind of missed a thing called City of Light cutscene skip. And that's like a super hard skip. Basically, when you're entering this area, there's this cutscene. It's like over a minute long. And it's quite difficult to skip. But anyway, we didn't do that, of course, because we did the airwalk. But The good news is we still have to skip it in reverse now, so the cutscene is just there. Believe me, there is a cutscene there, and it's a very long one. So we're gonna come here and do a corner clip. Like that. To skip it. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it, there was a cutscene there. Well, I'm sorry, Eraser. Why don't you run this game and then you can easily get world record, because you don't have to skip the cutscene, you can just walk. You'll save a bunch of time. But yeah, basically these 4 sub-bosses, usually the way we're supposed to kill them is by unlocking the black gate. So all of them stand behind the black gate. We didn't see that black gate with the warrior because we did that airwalk. That was a bit difficult to see, it wasn't even loaded, but with the other 3 we will see the black gates. Also, cutscene skip here, there's a cutscene just on top of that. We will do a wall run like this to skip it. Well, basically, there's a black gate, and the way you unlock that black gate is by healing every level in that region. So 5 in total. There are 4 black gates, 5 levels each, so in total 20 levels. And then you can unlock the black gate. Yeah, that's slow, so we're gonna skip all of them. Just some optimized movement here. I'm supposed to be grabbing those columns, but it's slightly faster to just wall run like that. So coming up, I will actually heal a level. First, I will clip out of bounds here, because we're not gonna use the power plate actually. So I do a corner clip here, then do a somewhat precise setup to jump through this corruption and in there. So we just skipped having to use the yellow power plate to fly in here, because that's actually quite long. But anyway, so the reason I'm healing this particular level is because one of the black gates that I was talking about is actually right next to this level. So it's actually right there. You can kind of see it. Maybe I'll, oops, I did not spam fast enough. So if you look in the distance there, since we're on a timer anyway, there's a black gate right there. So we're healing this level because you can fast travel in this game, but only to levels that you've healed. So we're gonna heal this level and then leave here and then return later once we have the blue power plate. To come back here very quickly. But that's not the only reason we heal the level. We also get some light seeds from it. But you can also see what you would normally have to do to get light seeds. See this kind of mission or whatever you want to call it that I'm doing. You would have to do that 20 times playing the game casually. So it just goes to show how much time barrier skip and the black gate skips save. You'd have to do this so much. This is the concubine, by the way. She's one of the sub-bosses. But as I said, we can't kill her just yet because we don't have the blue power plate. Here she releases something. Some black... I don't know what these are. Flies or whatever. I really don't know. I honestly don't even know what they do. Like, I think they're supposed to like kill you or something. I genuinely don't know if it's possible to die from them. I don't know how they could possibly interfere with the gameplay, but yeah, they're a thing. So coming up is the first time we're gonna fight someone with Elika. Well, not quite, but it's the first big fight. So
I'll keep you safe.
basically the way fighting works is there's a combo that there are combos that you can do, and each attack in the combo does more damage. In other words, the more attacks the combo has, the more damage you will do.
I'll keep you safe.
So we have the longest unblockable combo, which is what I'm doing now. However, the final attack in the longest unblockable combo, although it does the most damage, it's also very, very slow. So we actually cancel the longest unblockable combo just before the last hit, so that we don't have to watch that slow animation of the last hit, and then we just repeat that over and over again. So longest unblockable combo -1. In this fight we had to do that 3 times. But anyway, we haven't killed her, we just fought her so that we can get away from this area and heal the land. And as you can see, suddenly everything's like all happy again, you know, all the corruption's gone.
Have to face them again.
A bit like what happened before we went to the temple. And we can collect light seeds again, which we will do, because if you actually look in the top left corner of the screen, we need 540 light seeds in total. The warrior gave us 25, and the other 2 bosses will also give us 25 before we kill the concubine. Which means the amount left to collect is whatever 540 minus 427 minus 25 minus 25 is. So supposed to use that yellow power plate to get out of this arena where we fought the concubine. It's actually slightly faster to just come here and do a wall run like this. I missed that light seed, don't worry, I'll come back to get it later. It's just that it's slightly out of the way. Like I'd have to go maybe a meter to get it, so you know, why waste the half a second or whatever it would take to get it when we can just pick it up later. So we're not gonna go into that next area because there aren't any light seeds there because it's not healed, but also it's not where we want to go. We're just going to pick up this seed. I messed it up a bit, but that's fine. We're going to pick up that seed and kill ourselves. And then come here again to pick up that seed up there. And then go back. So by the way, I'll walk right next to the black gate there. It's just up there. On the right here, you see. Like there. So that's what we're gonna skip later. We can skip it now. Unfortunately, when we skip it, we can't get very far because we don't have the blue power plate. So we healed this land so we can fast travel back here later. It's all good. We'll skip it later. And those are the last few light seeds in this level. Oh, nice. I missed that seed. Nice, I missed it again. This is what I meant when I was talking earlier about the hitboxes, where some seeds you can literally be miles away from them and pick them up, and others you can practically walk through them and you don't pick them up. So I was here earlier, back when I was collecting seeds. Here's a double jump skip that I did. Now I just do a double jump. This is where I said that I'm kind of doing all these double jump skips and then have to do them in reverse. I'm back here again, doing all the double jump skips in reverse, although they're not really double jump skips anymore, because I am actually doing the double jumps now. So you really get to see how convenient double jump is. In fact, technically it's necessary, but, well, as speedrunners we don't care about what's necessary. So I'm basically going to the next sub-boss now to kill him. Here's another double jump skip. And another one. And another one. Oh, it's so satisfying to just get through them so quickly. But anyway, we're going back to Heaven's Stair. This is another level that we're gonna heal. There are two reasons for that. One is that we could do with some more light seeds. Two is that we're gonna do the Black Gate skip for the Alchemist, and it's just much easier to do if we heal the land. We're gonna skip that enemy by being fast enough. Yes, skipping double jump skips by doing double jumps, exactly. Every double jump in the game is just a double jump skip. Ah crap, I got Vine glitch because I messed up, no worries. Basically, if you try to do some cheeky movement on the vines, such as moving down too quickly, or... It's a bit complicated, but there's some movement that you shouldn't do on the vines, because that will cause the game to glitch out a bit.
Now the plates are lit once more.
Ready to climb to the stars?
How many times have you used that line?
So this is Heaven's Stair. This is the area where I said I've been already in. But the last time I was here I intentionally missed some seeds. Because now I'm returning to it and I'll be healing it. So I'll finish collecting them now. Because it's just faster that way. And once again, you get to see how long it takes to heal a level. Quick thing here, if I double jump into this cutscene, like that, then I can skip the cutscene of that door closing. So that door closed, the one that's opening now, usually there's a cutscene there when the door closes. However, if I start a combo before that cutscene starts, the game lets me finish that combo and I skip the cutscene. That's actually a new skip that I found like maybe a few weeks ago. Saves a few seconds. Buffer some jumps into this cutscene. It's actually insane how many inputs you can buffer going into that cutscene. So I jump into the cutscene. As I jump, the cutscene starts, but then if I press double jump, he double jumps, and then I can press jump again to buffer another double jump, and then buffer one more jump to the side. It's insane.
Well, if the only way is up, then let's go up.
We have to go down to reach the other power plates. After we've gone over there
Why
to
is my
activate these first
cursor
plates.
on screen?
Let's just make it fast.
Oh, that was
We'll end up with a lung full of corruption.
a Steam notification showed up and my cursor went on screen. Anyway, it's gone. So basically, here, healing Heaven's Stair, what I'm supposed to do is see these four kind of pillars. I'm supposed to use each of them, go up each of them rather, using the green power plates to activate the four switches here. What I'm gonna do instead is like kind of only go up one of them, which I've already done, and then kind of do some sneaky skips like that to activate all the switches without having to go back down. There's another one of those. So we don't actually need to hit all the switches to proceed in theory, this is the last one. So what these switches do is they activate an elevator, which we would go down for. However, we can actually skip that elevator. Shout out to the elevator skip. Like this. By just doing a war on here, there, we skipped the elevator. The reason why we didn't do that before activating the switches is because activating the 4 switches has a low trigger tied to the next area, so unfortunately we have to activate them. And again, just a reminder that I'm still healing this land. I got here like, what, 2 minutes ago, maybe more? And I'm still healing it. This is the amount of work you normally have to do to collect some light seeds.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Here, we can just throw the alchemist off a ledge. We don't actually have to fight him properly, we just jump over him and then do 3 Elica attacks like this, and then mash a bit. And we literally knock him off a ledge. Normally you're not supposed to be able to do that with these bosses, but for some reason with the alchemist, with this particular fight, you can. Yeah, the light seeds are still really fast on average, but overall it's just much faster to not have to worry about healing these lands. But anyway, we got more light seeds, and now we're gonna do alchemist gate skip. So there's a black gate there, behind which is the alchemist fight. Again, if you've forgotten or missed it, normally you're supposed to heal all 5 levels in that area in order to unlock the black gate. We're not gonna do that because that's very slow. So we're just gonna come here and skip it with a corner clip. So I have to set this one up. This is actually a bit of a tricky one. Like that, so that's Alchemist Gate Skip. The reason I had to set that up so much is because when I clipped out of bounds, obviously I had to jump. That's how a corner clip works. You clip out of bounds and then you have to jump, otherwise you'll clip back in. And the thing is, usually when you do a corner clip, there's like a consistent camera snap where as soon as you clip through, the camera snaps to a consistent position, and that's very useful for setups because then you can just use the keyboard to like jump in whatever direction you want consistently. So that's good for every corner clip except that one. The reason for that is that with this particular corner clip, you need to jump in a direction which is not possible to jump in with a keyboard input. So if you hold W, you'll end up slightly too far to the left. If you hold W and D, you'll end up too far to the right. So instead, we do a different setup where we manipulate the game into not having the camera snap and then kind of aim ourselves so that we can actually clip through and jump in the correct direction. In theory, it would be possible without any such setup on a controller, but of course that would be difficult because, well, aiming consistently with a controller is hard. Anyway, I'm gonna fight the alchemist here. Kind of a new strat. I'm gonna start by jumping on top of him and doing a small combo. And that's just to avoid doing a longest unblockable combo because that's really slow. So I did a tiny combo just to get a little bit of health away so that I wouldn't have to do a full combo later. Oh crap, I messed that up. Well, never mind. I cancelled my combo too early. Oh, actually, I still didn't have to finish my combo. Well, that's not how that was supposed to go, but close enough.
You're looking pretty scared for an immortal. We gotta chase him now, don't we? It's not gonna make it easy when we corner him.
Actually, now that I think about it, I just did exact same thing that I should have done, except in reverse, so I still did the same amount of damage, so that worked out. Is an enemy... So these minions that spawn, you never have to fight them by, like, actually trying to damage them. We just kill them by knocking them into a wall or knocking them off a ledge. Okay, he's not attacking me. I was waiting for him to attack me so that I can parry, but I guess he didn't. Anyway, we knocked him into the wall, and now we go to finish the alchemist.
This is high.
Stay away from the edge.
Oh, he's not gonna make that easy.
And that's the alchemist. So that's 2 out of the 4 bosses that we've killed already. There are 2 still to go. One of them we still can't kill because we haven't unlocked the blue power plate yet. But we're gonna unlock the blue power plate after we kill the one that we can kill, because we're gonna gain some light seeds from that. So, if you remember, after I killed the warrior, I said that whenever we kill one of the sub-bosses, there's a cutscene at the end,
You told him.
and that we can skip them, but we can't.
How's that for
But we have to watch the warrior one.
Which one of us is gonna live
We
forever?
don't have to watch any of the other ones, so there's gonna be a cutscene after this kind of segment that we're gonna be able to skip. So, the way we're gonna skip it is we're gonna... So usually the way fast traveling works is you can only fast travel from places that you've healed to places that you've healed, alternatively the temple.
Good idea.
And oh god, cursor on screen, I'm so sorry. And so we can't fast travel from here, of course, because like everything's falling apart. However, once we get back to Heaven's Stair, since we healed it, we can fast travel from there. But of course, once we get back to Heaven's Stair, there's also a cutscene there. So just before the cutscene triggers, but when we're already considered to be in Heaven's Stair, we're gonna fast travel away to the temple and then immediately fast travel back, and that's gonna skip the cutscene. So that's coming up in about 15 seconds or so. Okay, so right here, there's Heaven's Stair. I'm getting back to it. Before I land, I open the map, fast travel to the temple, and when the game loads, I fast travel back, and that skips the cutscene.
Do we have time for a donation?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Alright, we got a $50 donation by Tokaloni1 saying, if anyone ever finds NMG concubine clueless, I will give them 200 pounds. Thank you very much for that donation. With that donation, now surpassed the $100 donation, a total of donations, and are now at a total of $120. Woo!
Thanks, Toka, for the donation. So basically what he was referring to is, so what I've been saying this whole time about how we can't kill one of the bosses yet because we don't have the blue power plate. There is a theoretical skip that doesn't exist that we call Concubine Blueless, where we would be able to kill the concubine without acquiring the blue plate, and as such we wouldn't need the blue power plate at all. So we would save a bunch of time by not having to collect like 100 or something light seeds. So it would save a lot of time, something around 20 minutes probably. And it's not currently possible. But basically, although it's not possible, I think it might be possible with enough work, but it definitely isn't possible in NMG. And it's a message that I sent on Discord once where I said, if anyone finds Concubine Blueless NMG, I will give them £200 because I'm just so confident that that will never get found.
There's the power plate there.
But anyway, we just killed the alchemist. Now we're heading to the hunter to kill him. And we also collected some more light seeds in Heaven's Stair that we missed before, which I talked about earlier. We haven't quite collected all of them. We'll actually return again to finish collecting them. I'll explain why when we're actually doing that. But for now, we're just going to the hunter to kill him. So again, we've been here before, but we're going in the opposite direction now. And before, of course, we didn't have double jump and nothing was corrupted yet. Here, if I move fast enough, I can prevent that enemy from spawning. It's a bit difficult, but it's not too bad. If I do a jump here and then buffer a jump like that, there. So again, we were here earlier collecting some light seeds. This is Windmills. We were here about 13 minutes into the run. Now we're here because the black gate is here. So we're gonna skip it by doing a corner clip. Like so. And then we go into the hunter's lair to kill the hunter. So there's this really long plate section here where we just do some casual platforming. We're gonna skip about half of this with the hunter lair skip, which I'll show off in just a moment. So obviously we're supposed to go to that red plate there. Instead we grind and double jump to this out of bounds section. And then we move through to here and do a setup here. So this setup, the aim for it is actually pixel perfect. So let me set this up properly. Okay, that should work. There we go. So there's a kind of line on which, if you have your cursor, or on which if you have your camera lined up correctly, on that line the skip will work, but 1 pixel to the left or to the right of that line and it won't work. It's very precise. Anyway, this is the hunter. We will fight him first of all by doing a longest unblockable combo minus the last hit. First of all because the last hit is slow, but secondly because the first phase of this fight actually finishes before we even get to the last hit, so even if we wanted to, we couldn't finish that combo. And then we will repeat the same thing down here.
Do we have time for another donation?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, we got a $51 donation by Samabam saying, I donated more than Toga. Also, good job so far, Smat. Keep it up.
Hey, thanks, Sam. Damn, these insane big donations. From the pop community. Oh yeah, thanks a lot for that, both Toka and Sam. So Sam is the guy who ran this game last year at SpeedCon, by the way. Anyway, here we're gonna finish off the hunter. Just go towards him, parry, jump over him, do a quick combo like that, and then follow that up. Well, I guess I didn't mash fast enough. What was supposed to happen there is I would follow that up with a combo like this. And he'd die. Yeah, now Toka needs to donate another $2. But yeah, so this game was run last year at SpeedCon by Samabam. Back then, however, this route, like the whole barrier skip thing, was very new. So, first of all, the run was a lot longer back then. But secondly, because it was so new, we didn't have very good strats, and the strats that we did have, we didn't know how to do very well yet. And as such, that run was much slower than it is today. But because of all the work that a bunch of runners have put in, trying to find new strats, new setups, and all that kind of stuff, the run is, first of all, faster, but also, in a way, easier, because we just understand the game better. So anyway, another one of those cutscene skips coming up right here. Don't miss it, it's about to happen right here. If you wanna know how I skipped that cutscene, I literally didn't do anything. You can't trigger that cutscene if Windmills is not healed. Oops. Basically, normally, as I've mentioned a few times, in order to unlock the Black Gate, you're supposed to heal all of the levels associated with that Black Gate. And as such, I guess the game expects us to have healed Windmills when we get back from killing the hunter. But because we didn't, the cutscene just for whatever reason doesn't load, and that's why the music only stopped playing now. It was supposed to stop playing long ago, but the trigger that's tied to those things just wasn't loaded because Windmills wasn't healed. So now we're going back to Heaven's Stair. There are two reasons for that. One is that soon we're gonna have to go back to the temple to purchase the blue power plate. And the fastest way to do that is to fast travel, but of course Heaven's Stair is the closest healed level, so it's the closest level we can fast travel from. But since we're here, we might as well finish up collecting some light seeds that we missed before. So that's what we're doing now, just returning to Heaven's Stair, and then collecting some light seeds that we missed before, and then teleporting to the temple. And by teleporting, I mean fast traveling. The mode of fast travel is just called teleport in this game, which is kind of lazy if you ask me, but whatever. So this is Heaven's Stair. In theory, we would be able to fast travel from where I'm standing already, but as I said, there are some seeds that we still haven't picked up. If you look at the counter, we have 523 out of 540 that we need to collect. So we've just got, what, 15 more to collect, and then we'll go unlock the blue power plate. So in the game there are actually 1,000 light seeds, technically 1,001, but the last one is a bit of a special one. Anyway, There are 1,000 light seeds, non-trivial light seeds, call it that, and we need to collect 540 to unlock all of the power plates. So of course the ones that are slow we don't pick up because we only want to pick up the fastest light seeds. We only have to pick up like slightly more than half, so we actually have a choice of which ones we want to pick up. And naturally we pick up the fastest ones. Oh, look at that movement.
Armin doesn't stand a chance.
I've returned to this area where I was when I was healing Heaven's Stair. This is where we did the elevator skip. This time we're not gonna do it because it only saves time if you're already at the top. But now we have the elevator unlocked already, and we're here at the bottom where the elevator is, so now that we've collected those 2 seeds down there, we might as well use it. On the left there are some seeds that we're only supposed to pick up with the blue power plate. We don't have that, so we'll do a corner clip instead. Like that. Unlock the way out. And then finish picking up some more seeds here. We'll kill ourselves for that last one. See that blue plate on the left? You may have missed it, that was quite fast. There was a blue plate there. I might be able to show it off. Like there, there's another one there. We're supposed to use those ones to fly over to that area where I corner clipped. Anyway, just 2 more seeds. One and get that last one. Great, teleport to the temple. That is all of the light seeds that we need to collect in this game. So now we go back to the temple, another cutscene plays. This cutscene is actually supposed to play the first time you come back to the temple after unlocking a power plate. The thing is, this is the first time we've come back to the temple after we've unlocked a power plate. It's just that it kind of doesn't make any sense because Ellic was all like, oh my god, we can access power plates even though we've already been using 3 of them. So yeah, of course, normally you wouldn't have 3 power plates unlocked already when you come out of the temple for the first time, so that cutscene would play straight away.
Let's try this.
So yeah, this is the blue power plate. After we finish this tutorial section or whatever it is. There's another dad fight first of all. And then we're gonna fast travel to Coronation Hall, which is that level that we healed a while back that I said we're gonna fast travel to because it's next to the Black Gate. So the final sub-boss that we haven't killed yet.
Father, it's Ahriman. You
But first,
must fight him.
a quick dad fight. I do a, if I don't mess it up, I do a longest unblockable combo minus the last hit. And then I do another longest unblockable combo minus the last 3 hits or so. And that's another dad fight. There's one more coming up in maybe 10 minutes or so. That's gonna be an end game, maybe 15 minutes. Anyway, as soon as this cutscene finishes, I can open the map and teleport to Coronation Hall. again do this wall run here that we already did in the past, and now we come here to do the concubine gate skip. So first I'm gonna grab some ledge storage here, then do a setup here. We literally skip the gate by going around it with a drop glitch like that. The reason I did the setup, it's actually not that difficult to skip this black gate without any setup. It's not that precise. You just walk at a roughly 45-degree angle and then it just works. However, I did the setup because I wanted to get some ledge storage there. The reason for that is because I want to ledge warp there to do a small skip. It saves about 8 seconds done optimally. I'm not going to ledge warp all the way there, but just enough to skip some of these power plate sections. So I'm going to come here, do a ledge warp right here, pause buffer a bunch. Ah, crap. I did not mash space fast enough. Have to do that again. Okay, there we go. That's what that was supposed to look like. And then we reached this blue plate. So that didn't save time because I failed it, but normally you would skip a very long yellow plate, so that would save time. And this is the concubine. So she costs a bunch of illusions, so here are some illusions that we have to get rid of. This section is quite RNG heavy. Like, depending on where they spawn and whether they do that, you're gonna get a faster or a slower time here. Now we'll actually get to fight her a bit. Again, we're gonna do longest unblockable combo -1.
I'm not close enough. You will stop. Right here.
Okay, so that's the end of the first phase.
Yeah, I think I'll try and hang on to that. It seems to be
So fun thing actually, with this particular fight, but also some other fights. So,
any shape to
with the longest unblockable combo minus the last attack, we deal enough damage to end the first phase. So, even if we try to continue the combo, the fight will end anyway. However, it's still slightly faster to cancel the combo instead of trying to continue it, because if we don't cancel it, the game kind of freezes, indicating that you should still continue attacking because it's not the end of the combo. So basically, it's even if it's not necessary, it's still faster to, slightly faster to cancel a combo, which we actually discovered quite recently. That double jump there is very dumb. You can literally mash Elika as fast as possible, and then she barely makes it with the double jump. So here Elika gets knocked down. We come here to try to help her up. While she's standing up, once she starts standing up, well, I messed it up, but okay, that didn't work at all. But what you're supposed to do is this combo here while Elika is standing up, and then sneak in another combo like that. And the advantage of that is we get to do some damage without Elika while she's standing up, so then we can shorten this next combo. So the fighting is not, it's not difficult, but especially because there are just so many new strats that I found, that, well, I found a bunch a few weeks ago, and also a bunch were found by some other players quite recently as well. So It's not that difficult, but because it's still quite new, I've been messing up a lot. Because it's just a marathon and it's hard to concentrate while talking. So anyway, that was the second phase of the concubine fight. There's one more left. I don't know why when we flew with the yellow blade there we flipped around like that. By the way, if you're wondering, I don't control these. I don't have any control over where we fly. With the yellow plate, the only control that I do have is, I'll show it off, I can kind of go, see, like that, and like that. So I don't know why the game thought it's a good idea to like twist the camera like that. Anyway, here's a puzzle kind of thing. Basically, the concubine costs illusions of Elika, and what you're supposed to do, or at least what you would think you're supposed to do, is like hit the illusions to try to like solve the puzzle. Turns out the solution to the puzzle is literally to kill yourself like this. It's so great, I love it. And then Elika saves you. Yeah, because like, you lunatic. And the final phase of the concubine fight is coming up here. Let's see if I'll mess it up again like I've been messing up pretty much every fight. Okay, that was actually good. I mean, perhaps I shouldn't speak too soon. Okay, yeah, that's how that fight is supposed to go. So that's the concubine, that's the final sub-boss. Now that we've killed her, we can go back to the temple and go into endgame, where we'll try to imprison Ahriman, which is the dark god. Since he was released, but he's not like fully released yet. Anyway, as with the rest of the sub-bosses, there is a cutscene after we get back to the level. But in the same way that we skipped the one associated with the alchemist, we can do the same thing here, where just before the cutscene would trigger, we will fast travel to the temple. And conveniently, the temple is actually exactly where we want to go anyway right now, because we're going into endgame, so that works out nicely. So I'm about to return to Coronation Hall, but I open the map just before I do that and teleport to the temple. And now we go into that endgame section. So first I'll go into a place called the Mental Realm, which is basically just a bunch of power plates. It's this really long power plate section. Do a small skip here. I failed it. I failed it again. I'm supposed to... There we go, that's what that's supposed to look like. I can reach this red plate slightly faster. I'm not sure if that saved time. Anyway, I'll switch to controller here. The reason for that is that there's another skip at the end of this whole plate section. And that's quite a difficult skip. It involves a precise jump. It saves about 10 seconds. But if I fail it, I have to do this entire plate section again. So if I fail it, I'll lose maybe 1 or 2 minutes or whatever. So I'll try to get it, but we'll see. The reason I'm switching to controller is because doing that skip, I have to hold D on the keyboard and also mash E at the same time. And normally I press both D and E with my index finger, so it's just kind of hard to do both of those things at once. And I just switched to controller because it's easier. Because on the controller I just press Y and aim with the left analog stick, which is much easier in this case. So the skip is coming up. If I jump too late, then I just won't do the skip. I'll lose 10 seconds. If I jump too early, then I'll jump to my death and I'll have to do this all over again. So it's coming up very shortly. There's a red plate. I'll have to jump just before that red plate. Come on. Whew. Ah, no! I didn't get it. Ah, that was so close. Ah, damn. No. Can someone tell me what the current time is right now? Because I actually don't know. Someone in chat, maybe. 2:05. Sam, do you mind quickly checking the world record to see what time I was at here? Because I don't know. I don't know how close to estimate I am right now. Oh really? Okay, then I have plenty of time. Okay, I'll try it again. Hopefully I get it this time. Come on. Yes! There, that's what that skip is supposed to look like. Great. I'm a bit bummed that I didn't get it first try, but I'm glad I got to show it off at least. It's not an easy skip. I actually lost a very good run a few days ago to that. Anyway, this is the temple. So this is the end game section. First we'll have one final dad fight. As you can see, Elika's father has completely turned corrupted. He doesn't even look like a human anymore. Okay, so we dash twice, parry, and then do longest unblockable combos, minus the last hit over and over again until he dies. Very easy fight. Well, it is easy now that we have good strats for it. It used to be quite difficult back in the day, at least to do quickly. The thing with the fights in this game, there aren't any difficult fights. The only thing that's difficult is doing fights quickly, and that can be hard because the controls are quite clunky. And I finish on this hit. Right. So now what we'll have is the final section where we fight Ahriman, which is the final boss. We don't really fight him. As you'll see, he's a bit too big for that. We more like just kind of run around and try not to get hit, which is really easy. but we'll have to go on vines a bunch. And it's very easy to accidentally buffer a jump on a vine, basically do an unintended jump. Because the key for going fast on a vine is the same as the key for a jump. So anyway, I switched the controller again because we can't move the camera here.
Quickly, we must reach that plate.
And I'll try not to mess things up. There'll also be a couple skips, but very minor ones only. So there's one coming up right here. I'll do a double jump like that. That's a small skip. And then another tiny one here. If I just jump like that, I skip going to that fissure. I don't know if I should call them that officially, but colloquially we call these skips, such as this one, cheeky jumps.
Keep going. He must not be free. Watch out.
So yeah, basically just to talk a little bit more about the vine movement. You're supposed to go fast on a vine, you would mash jump. And then the trick is to stop mashing just before you get to the end of the vine, because otherwise you'll jump. And that can be... It's not hard, but if you're on a good pace and you're on this final section, like... I feel like every runner has lost runs to just accidentally jumping here. One tiny mispress of a button will kill your run here,
Must protect us.
which is very unnerving if you're on a good pace.
Elika!
You're getting hungry? Well, the run's almost finished. Well, I mean, we've still got maybe 15 minutes left, but I'm guessing you've still got more hosting to do afterwards anyway. So, sorry.
Keep going.
Do we have time for some quick promotion and stuff?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Alright. Well, did you know that one of the biggest impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on children's rights is their education? Save the Children works globally to help supporting children still learn, even within the confine of their homes, as well as coordinating with partners in order to help increase and diversify learning materials and methods. That is why we are raising money for Save the Children. And I just saw that we actually got a donation.
You will not be free.
We have a $30 donation by Eunice27 saying, "Nice stream, my dude." Thank you very much, Eunice. We hope we can give you some great entertainment. And with that, we have actually surpassed $200 raised in total for Save the Children. I think that's worth some applause. Alright. Thank you very much, guys, for those awesome donations.
Yeah,
Keep it coming.
That's very hype. Thanks, Eunice, for the $30 donation. He's a friend of mine. That's appreciated. Yeah, that's insane. Thanks so much for the donations, guys. It's really cool to do these marathon runs. You know, it's for a good cause. Anyway, We're about to re-imprison Ahriman. And if you remember what I said earlier, just going back to the lore of this game, Elika was dead at the start, and then her father agreed, or he made a deal with Ahriman that he would bring her back to life if he released him.
We did it.
But
We did it.
unfortunately, now that we imprison him again, yeah, unfortunately, she has to die again.
No.
For reference, by the way, we have about 9 minutes of the run left, maybe a tiny bit less. Okay, so now we have to carry Elika's dead body. So this is kind of like the ending now, but we've still got some gameplay left. I love the ending of this game. It's a bit controversial. There are people who are split, or rather there's a split between people who like the ending and who don't. I personally love it. We haven't seen the ending yet. We're getting there. But I say this every time I run this game at a marathon when we get here. It's just such a cool section. Like obviously we didn't explore this as much in the run, but playing this game casually, you would have spent so much time with these characters and with Elika, and then just having to walk across this long hallway here as the credits roll, carrying Elika's dead body, just makes you reflect on all of that, and it's just so great. With the music playing and everything, I love the ending. Yeah, not quite GG yet. Restrain those for just a few more minutes. There's supposed to be a cinematic cutscene here, but since we've deleted those, Elika is standing up again. I've got about 5 minutes of the run left. Maybe, I mean, I don't know exactly, but around 5. But yeah, so there was a vision there. Obviously, we didn't see it. What we were supposed to see in the vision was the prince kind of getting a message from Ahriman, which is the dog god, and he's basically saying, hey, do you want to start this whole thing all over again? Release me and I'll bring her back to life again. And the prince is making a decision: release the dog god and have Elika live, or leave him imprisoned, or have her dead. That's a choice that her father has made already. Now the prince is making that same choice. So first we have to cut these trees here. These trees are the locks for the temple. We cut them so that we can enter the temple again. Let's do a little bit of platforming here. That's the first one. Small skip I'm gonna do here. I'm supposed to go to the left and do some platforming on the left there. You can see I'm supposed to climb up there. Instead I'm gonna come down here and do a wall run like this, and then jump back like that. And that just allows me to skip that platforming, saves a few seconds. And we continue to the next tree. I'll do another tiny skip there. Basically, if you can kind of see it, I'm gonna climb up, and what you're supposed to do is do a wall run on the left, and then jump back, and then jump back again to jump over that wall. Instead, what I'll do is a drop glitch right here, like that, to skip that wall. Let's go around it.
Do we have time for donation?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I want to get some hype in chat because we have just received a $100 donation.
Ooh.
The donation is from Raccoon saying, first time here, time to first time donate, anytime to a charity marathon. And everybody, enjoy the marathon, enjoy the run, support if you can. Thank you very much, Raccoon, for that generous donation.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's insane how much people donate. Right, so I've cut the last tree. The temple door has now been unlocked. We can enter again. So there's really one final bit of tech left in the run, and that's gonna be called walk skip. So I'm gonna have to walk through that long hallway again. And at the end of that hallway, for whatever reason, the prince just starts walking instead of running like he is now. And we can skip the vast majority of that walking section by jumping on a wall just before we get there, and then doing a wall run, then jumping out, and then buffering another jump forward. So I'll try to show it off here. So I'm supposed to walk there, but I'll do this and there. So you can see he's walking now, but I skipped the vast majority of that walking section. And then we cut this tree again. This is the same tree that was cut way back when Helika's father released Ahriman. We get one final light seed from it. And time is coming up soon, so tech, get ready. Just at the end of this hallway. And time. Yeah, so basically, the prince brings Helika back to life and everything gets corrupted again, and thus rendering everything we've done kind of pointless.
My side as well.
Yeah,
And some applause as well.
yeah, thanks for the GGs, everyone.
Thanks for that amazing run.
Anyway, so
Since we still haven't been scheduled, do you maybe have something to
how much time have we got?
Well, you're currently, you finished like 10 minutes under estimate, so yeah, you've got at least 10 minutes.
I could show off an IL run, which is about 10 minutes, if that's
I think that's okay.
okay. I just need to go grab some saves for it. So I just have to close the game. And just reopening it. I'm not prepared for this IL run, but we'll see how it goes. Basically, so an IL run, the way it works is we just set some arbitrary rules. Basically, we start off in a level and we have to heal that level and then collect all of the light seeds in that level. So I don't know if you guys want to time it or if I'll just show it off casually, but anyway, if you do want to time it, it's like 3, 2, 1, go, something like that. Anyway, we jump over a cutscene there, just to skip it. This is the windmills level. So as I said, the goal is to heal the fertile ground and then collect all of the light seeds. Anyway, so coming up there's a puzzle. We're gonna skip that puzzle by doing a somewhat precise wall run here. Might take me a couple tries. Yeah, I didn't get it this time. Let me try that again. It's quite difficult. Try again. Alright, it's quite difficult. This is really the hardest bit of the entire run, so... The world record for this IL is 7:52, so when I said it might take 10 minutes, I was being generous, so... Mostly because of this skip, and there I just got it. So... That takes us here. We skip the puzzle. Unfortunately, by skipping this puzzle, we've missed the load trigger, which is in the form of a cutscene down there. So we're gonna grind down here, and then just jump into this cutscene and kill ourselves at the same time, like that. So the cutscene's playing, and we kill ourselves, and that warps us back here. So we hit that load trigger. Here we're gonna go down here, grab some ledge storage here. The reason for that is because we will now ledge warp there, and that's gonna ledge warp us slightly to the left of that beam, because that's where I got my ledge storage, slightly to the left of it, or on the left side of it, and that will give me just enough, that will bring me just enough to the left that I can see like that I can make this jump here. Anyway, come here, I do an Elica clip, which we actually haven't seen in the run. So if we double jump like this, we can clip through the ceiling. Corner clip here to get into the fight instead of doing some platforming. Or I just die because I forget how to do it.
You're handy to have around.
Like that. And then there's a fight. I don't remember how to do this fight optimally, so I'll just do longest unblockable combos until he dies. Okay, one more combo should do it. When he dies, or when he's running away rather, there's a cutscene and we can actually move in this cutscene, as you can see there, so I can actually move towards where I want to go. So that saves a little bit of time. And then here's the fertile ground. So we can actually get to this fertile ground very easily, pretty much straight away at the start of the run. It's just that it's not loaded properly, so it's pointless. So you saw those load triggers that I was hitting when I was inside the windmill. So for example, the one that I hit when I killed myself and watched the cutscene at the same time, you need to hit all of those load triggers in order to heal this fertile ground. So basically, each load trigger loads the next one,
See, you don't always have to wait for things.
and eventually one of them loads the fight, and then the fight loads the ability to heal the fertile ground.
Then where would waiting have gotten you? I'd rather die trying than waiting.
Maybe you're right. If you want something,
This is really sad, by the way. Watch this cutscene.
you shouldn't wait.
Yeah?
So, what are we waiting for?
Ah, debated. Anyway, now we collect some light seeds, or not, because I'll jump in the opposite direction. Let me try that again. Okay, I messed that up. So, I'm just trying to collect some light seeds as optimally as possible now. I have been here in the run, by the way, if this place looks familiar. It's just that at the time I was collecting light seeds here, I did not have the ability to double jump. And then when I came back here, everything was corrupted. Jump back here to get some seeds. Small kind of skip coming up. Not really a skip, it's just a way to collect the light seeds optimally. Basically, there's a slide there. I'm not gonna use it, I'll do a wall run here instead. Then jump like this, that's for a setup so that I don't lose height. And then I can jump like that, get that seed, and also jump down to this platform. And then I messed up the movement here, but not to worry. Okay, that's bad. Whatever, I'll try again.
Nice catch.
Hopefully I don't take too long with this. Do some cool movement here. I'm literally just holding S and mashing space, and that gets me that seed, and then it even gets me back to where I want to be. Thanks for blocking me, Elika. Another optimized kind of seed collecting thing. If I jump there, like that, I can get that seed and also jump to this column. Some very nice movement. Now, I'm gonna go here. Now, usually when you fast travel, you can't fast travel to the same level that you're already in. However, I'm gonna get so far from the center of the level that the game is gonna think that I'm not in the level anymore. So I collect these seeds and fast travel back to the center, because that just saves me time from not having to walk back here again. Here I'm supposed to grind down, but I can just jump like that. And then this blue plate I'm supposed to access by wall running from the left there, but instead I can just grind down like that. And then I'm supposed to get back with that blue plate, but instead I just jump. That saves about a second. I just kill myself. Get this seed here. Come back here and then use this blue power plate to get another seed. This run is finishing in about a minute or so, by the way. Just to let the tech know. Hang on. No, I've been here. This is not where I'm supposed to go. That's where we go in the full game run. So by the way, I kind of forgot to mention this in the run, and here as well. But what I just did there, you may have missed it already, but basically I jumped to get those 3 seeds, and then I immediately jumped again off the very edge of the platform. Because I jumped off the very edge, it didn't count as solid ground, and as such, when Elika teleported me to the last solid ground that I stood on, she teleported me all the way back to where I wanted to be.
Let's go.
So here, there's gonna be some weird collision. I don't fully understand it, but for whatever reason, I can jump diagonally like this. That's really pretty much the only place in the game where you can jump diagonally like that on a beam. I messed up the strat there, but no worries. Anyway, this should be light seed 44. Yes, good. And 45 is the last one. So I just come here, and that's time for this IL run. So, yeah, I guess that's it for me. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I guess the only things I can say are, if you're interested in running this game or any Prince of Persia game, just find the speedrun.com page of that game, and then there'll be a link to the Discord there. Join the Discord. We'll help you out with any game. But yeah, I guess that's it from me. I'll pass it back to Tech.
Alright, thank you very much for that run. We will be going into an intermission real quick, but we will be back with Katana Zero by Sonaris. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, it's me again. I hope you are enjoying SpeedCon. Speaking of SpeedCon, do you know what SpeedCon is? SpeedCon is a series of usually on-site speedrun marathons held in Potsdam, Germany. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have to do this event online, but we're doing it and we're still having a lot of fun. Right, guys? Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we still have a bit more coming up for the upcoming Katana Zero run by Sonaris. Let me just refresh my tracker here. Well, we still have $3 for the Prism Sword, and there's still nothing in store for the Katana, but come on, guys. Don't you want to see the beautiful Katana? Well, if you want to see the Prism Sword, where killed enemies will leave rainbow-colored blood behind, then maybe, just maybe, you should donate something again for that, because who knows, someone might snipe the Katana, and, well, I also just see that we actually met the incentive for the Skyward Sword All Dungeons bonus run, where Lapilog will try to beat the game on the title screen.